What's up, Reefer? Where were you yesterday? You weren't in here, were you? Didn't see you. Nice. Not a bad idea. Hang on one second. I'll read the chat in just a second. I forgot to chart this out on ES. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this. Woke up late today, so forgive me for charting late. What's up, Nathan? How's it going, man? All right. Lost 1.6. Yeesh. Monday, Asia. Yeah, it's good to take a little break, man. Asia's, I can tell you, I've been doing this a little while, man. I've never had much success trading Asia. Most of my blown accounts have come from trying to trade Asia session. Do I have a bias for today? I would think that we're going to pump, to be honest. I think we're going to pump pretty high. One of the freshest traders out here, bro, is always coming with some old money drip. Hey, man, you know, somebody's got to do it. I appreciate that. I just like the way it looks, to be honest. I like it's comfortable, too. You see me at certain other times of the day, though, and I look like I'm absolutely out of the slums. Rocking the stringers and the baggy pants with the High top forces on. Made 380 on gold last night. Did you take that trade with Turbo? I almost took it, man. I was watching. I was just like, I was up pretty heavily on the day, so I was just like, eh. I wasn't super convinced. You entered a 3-hour market open into an uptrend and got 3.3K. Okay, and then you didn't stop. You're in a 2600. How are you from last night? You're still holding that? Is that what you're saying? 2 contracts? You're eating, dude. Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, Nathan, it was I wasn't fully convinced. Been up all night tracking it. Dang. Yeah, I've watched Benjamin, dude. Uh, I swear every time I look, he's in a trade. Like, doesn't matter what time of the day I turn on TikTok, he's in a trade. He probably knows what he's doing. To be honest, I mean, I've watched him enough to. He looks like he has decent market analysis or chart analysis. But I can tell you right now, if the everyday person like us, like you, me, anybody, him, is trading that often, you're not going to be profitable long term. I hate to say it. There's no reason to trade that frequently. There's no reason to be in the market that frequently. The more exposure you have, it doesn't mean more profits. No hate to him at all. I don't think I'm throwing any shade, but that's just my 2 cents. All you need is 1 or 2 really solid trades per day and get in and get out. Shake the money tree, get a couple leaves off of it, and move on. But whatever works, man. He does seem like he has a cool personality, though. I like his. He seems like a nice dude. So a lot of the trades he's in are paper. That makes sense. If I could see that, maybe that's what it is, where he's like teaching people. I can definitely see that if he's teaching people and he's taking paper trades. I saw a guy last night, man. He had his chart marked out. I'm gonna sound like I'm talking crap, but I'm not. This wasn't Benjamin. This is somebody else. He had his chart. This guy had his chart marked out like this. It literally looked like this. Each one of them was a stop out. Each one of them was he got stopped out, and he had like 10 of these in a row, and he was serious. Like he was like negative 2,200 or something on his P&L. I was like, bro, just call it a day. Like, get off the charts. It's coffee, man. It's called a cortata. It is 50% milk, 50% espresso. Really gets the blood flowing, gets the heart pumping. Got a little bit of milk in it, frothed up in the frother. You know what I mean? You got to froth it, and then honey. I use honey as my sweetener. Love the Potter look. Thanks, man. He's my inspiration. I'm trying to win Guardian Leviosa some trades today. Yeah, Reaper, they're good, man. They're definitely good. I appreciate that. No, I get what you're saying, man. The one thing I didn't like that I noticed is that he took two AM trades, 1-1 on the trades. Yeah, could just be teaching people. I'll give him that. I'll revise my statement. It could just be that he's trying to teach. Yeah, I think it's a good chance it'll keep going up. I would imagine we're going to pump. I've been wrong before. I'm willing to be wrong, but if I was somebody was asking me, hey, put some money on this, I would say, hey, we're going to pump. That would be my guess. Given the situation, I didn't even check what earnings were last night. We had after the market closed, there was some earnings reports for some big companies last night or yesterday, I guess. I didn't even check what that looked like. And there's more today. Supposedly, it's today. Yeah, today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Trump's talking with Xi Jinping today, I believe. So they could be inking a trade deal. I think that's scheduled for today. And you got FOMC at 2. I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know who's in the Discord, but I said you got FOMC at 2 o'clock today. From my experience trading FOMC days, the AM session leading up to FOMC, like the day of, the AM session is super weird. Not always, but more often than not. So my recommendation, if you're trading, would be to size down severely, or don't trade at all. That's just my 2 cents. You do whatever the heck you want to do, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm taking a very small trade on one account, not copy trading. And if we do take a trade at all, that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, no, I'm using TradingView right here, and then on my other side of my monitor over here, I have Trade8. That's where I like to. That's where I like to execute trades because I feel like there's less slippage. It's very it's instantaneous, whereas TradingView, I feel like you get a little bit of slippage. We're full porting, right, Christian? No. Hey, do what you want, man. Do what you want. Yeah, I've heard good things about NinjaTrader. When I first got into trading props, I tried to mess around with NinjaTrader, and I checked out Trade8, and I was like, wow, this seems way more simplistic, easier to understand. So I just stuck with Trade8. I think NinjaTrader is probably equally as good, though. And they have some features that I like that I wish Trade8 had. The Replicanto or whatever, that's a nice feature that you can implement with Ninja. You ever trade options? Great question. I'm trying to get into options, man. I got some buddies, some family members, some close friends that are all pretty seasoned in the options world, and I'm not. I don't know a whole lot about it, man. I know even the terminology like strike price and stuff like that. I've actually been from the very basic level been learning about options. I get the premise, I get the fundamental idea of what options trading is, but the intricacies of it, the ins and outs, I don't know anything about it, man. So I'm in the process of trying to learn. I got so much. I wish there was more time in the day, man. I wish I could just freeze time so I could do more things. I'm sitting here trying to learn Japanese and trying to do all kinds of crap right now for school, trying to trade at the same time, trying to put some content out on social media, not doing very good at that. Trying to make sure I'm giving my girlfriend enough attention and supporting her, and it's just a lot, man. Very stressful. Do I know how to say a sentence in Japanese? Yeah. I have an oral midterm tomorrow. I better know how to say at least a couple of sentences. I got to have a full conversation. I have to talk about my weekend. I have to talk about school, my hobbies, how many brothers I have, how old I am, what my nationality is. Yeah. You'll see if I enter. You'll Chew. I'll show you not only where I enter. I'll explain it too. Yeah, man. I don't have a problem with you guys seeing my entries. I don't hide my trades. Only thing I hate about NinjaTrader is you can't use your 50K on mobile. Interesting. Didn't know that. How much would you think is a good amount to start? So I trade personal capital, but I also trade prop firms. We're trading prop firms today. Um, yeah. Uh, is it Orly? Is that how you say your name? Um, so I think if you're just starting out, man, the best thing to do is to learn. So go to YouTube. It's completely free. Spend some time absorbing all the information you can from there. And once you feel like you have a general idea, while you're learning, be watching the charts when market opens and stuff. Don't be doing anything. Just watch. Pay attention to see if you can spot the concepts that you're learning in your education. And then once you feel like you got a general idea of what's going on and why price is behaving the way that it is, then get a paper account. Orly, okay. So once you have an idea, get a paper account, and you can do that very cheap. Like you pay for a Trade data feed. It's like $6 a month or something, and a paper account comes with that. Trade that for a couple months, and if you're doing well consistently with that, then I'd say get a prop firm account. And you can get a prop firm account depending on the sales that are going on. I mean, if Apex is running one of their 90% off sales, you can get a prop firm account for like $19. So that's the way I would do it if I was just starting out. I would highly recommend not trading your own personal capital. Yeah, it's $36 right now. They're running an 80% off sale if you use any code, but you can use my code CWT to do it. But give it a couple months on paper. Don't jump to that step yet. Learn on YouTube and jump to the paper account, and then once you've been finding some success doing that, then get a prop firm. How much market experience do you have? 4 years trading and much more than that paying attention to the markets. Yeah, they did extend it, man, and the PA fees are still 85% off, I think. Did that end today or something? I didn't get an email. I think it's still going on. Megatron, yeah. Don't gamble. No gambling. Yeah, I think it's still going on. I didn't get an email. They usually notify us if it's like ended or whatever. Hey, I want to start trading. Any help? Like I was just saying to Orly, what I would recommend doing is going to YouTube and getting as much education for free on there as you possibly can. Once you've done that, once you feel comfortable and you have an idea of what's going on and what you're looking at on these charts, get a paper account through TradingView. You can go to TradingView. You can sign up for their data feed, which is only like $6 a month. And when you do that, you'll get a paper account that comes with it. And then trade on paper. It's fake money, but it'll execute just like real money. And once you've had some success doing that for a couple months, then I would recommend jumping over to a prop firm account. Find the cheapest one you can, and see what you can do on there. Yeah, breakout retest. Yeah. What I would say is there's a ton of different strategies that can be profitable. Obviously, some present themselves more than others, and some have a higher success rate than others. But what the majority of trading boils down to is your psychology. I would say 90% of trading is psychology. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't have a proper if you don't have the right psychology, you don't have the discipline, you don't have the ability to walk away on a win or a loss, you're not gonna have success. What's up, Tristan? How's it going, man? What are you trading? This is NASDAQ futures and S&P futures. Best tools to use in your chart? Your eyeballs. So these things are called indicators. I don't rely on those I mean, I use the fair value gap one just because I'm lazy. I can spot them out with my own eye. I mean, you got the gap right here, but uh, really you want to start learning how to read the candlesticks. This is a SMA. This is VWAP. Those terms probably don't mean a whole lot if you're new to trading, but the VWAP is probably one of the most useful. So yeah, really you want to learn just how price moves and why. What strategy to use and what time frame. I like the unicorn model, man. If I can find that, obviously it doesn't come as often as I would like, but the unicorn model. I mean, yesterday we had some really nice trades. Won a sweep of a major liquidity level, a V-shaped recovery, a breaker to form. I like trading breakers. I like a fair value gap inside of the breaker and a clear draw on liquidity in the other direction. So yesterday we had that twice, and it was great yesterday. Yes, the activation fee for Apex right now is 85. It's typically 140. They have a sale going on where it's 85 right now. So 36 for the account, or around there, 39, something like that, and then 85 for the activation. Probably not, Kyle. We'll see. I mean, if something juicy pops up, here's what I'm looking for potentially to get involved with. We'll see. Sweep of London, tap into this 4-hour gap here, and then a push higher. That kind of coincides a little bit with this inversion here on ES. I don't know if it's going to push lower, but we do have an inversion right below London here on ES as well. So what I'm thinking is price could come down, tap into this area on both NQ and ES, and then push higher. But again, I'm keeping, since we're FOMC trading today, either not taking a trade at all or I'm super, super light risk. Don't blow your wad over there, Reaper. Or heavy risk on evals. Hey, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, you do what you want. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. Screen recorded if you do, Nathan or Tristan, if you do go heavy. I want to see it. Four minutes, 30 seconds till market open here. Yeah, Discord, Kyle. Yeah. Yeah, you can post your trades in Discord. That's frustrating, especially if you're doing it on your phone. If you're not on a PC where you can just kind of like set it and let it run. Gabriel, yeah, we're not looking. I'm not personally looking to get too involved here unless we see something really juicy. And if I do, that's going to be super light risk. Yeah, we're up. We're up on the week. so far. Can't even remember. Yeah, we're up 4.27 on the week. It's been a solid month. I mean, not terrible. I can't really zoom out on that, but that's where we are on the week right there. The weekly's on the side. Not bad. Down a band. Oh man. The lion doesn't concern himself with news. Who needs it? It only matters if you mind, right? Take it, Reaper. I don't trade gold like that, man. I'll maybe take a stab in the Asia session, but not here, especially not 2 minutes before market open. Yeah, Matt, I've been having issues with that. I'll send it to you in the chat here. Hang on 1 second. I don't know how to fix that, dude. I've hit change the expiration to never when I do the invite. For some reason, it still expires. So max number of uses, no limit. Expire after, never. Copy. There it is in the chat. Last time you were in this live, you blew 4 accounts. Is it my fault? Were you signal botting me and I led you astray? Do I let people copy trades? Dude, you can do whatever the heck you want. You'll see my trades on the screen, yeah. TikTok is not delayed, but if you're on my YouTube, it is delayed slightly, so keep that in mind. Yeah, this is NQ. I feel like I should write that because I do switch back and forth. Let me see if I can. I don't know where I could put that you guys would see it and it not be in the way. All right, here we go. Market open. And my trading view froze. There we go. Let's see what we got here. You look like Chris Bumstead. Appreciate it, man. Decoupled again. Slightly. Yeah, we're slightly decoupled here a little bit. See what happens. Pushing through that 1 hour inversion. Bouncing right off the VWAP. Order book looks pretty thin, to be honest. Pretty thin order book here. This is the 15. We bounce back and forth, Ian, but this is the 15 right here. Appreciate the gifts, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, here it is, Reaper or Kyle. Big order. Big order up at 26,289 on NQ. Right up here. Yeah, I go live every day. Tapped into that 15 and pushed right back up, right off the VWAP, basically. I think we're just going to keep pushing up here. That's what the book map looks like. Do I want shorts? Not necessarily, no. I don't think that there's signs of that. The order flow doesn't look like that. Could be wrong. Very well could be wrong. But that wouldn't be my instinct. Starting to get some pressure lower here. Trading views lagging a little bit for some reason. Pressure down to the VWAP at 26,253. See what happens here. That 5-minute candle close. Bro, fuck off. Pretty uneventful here. Still pressure down to 255 on the book map. Not sure if it'll go there, but there are orders stacked up all the way down to that level. Basically right where the VWAP is down here. Yeah, scammers. Here we go. Down to the VWAP, potentially. I would say that some days I do, some days I don't. I'm not trading. I mean, if we take something today, it's going to be super, super light risk. I'm probably not going to take a trade, to be honest with you. But we're going to keep an eye on things, see what happens. Here comes 255. There. Tagged it. Instant rejection off of it. Pull lower here, I think. Pull a little lower, potentially. Maybe not. Maybe just a bounce straight back up. I think this wants to go to 250. Man, look at that rejection off of the VWAP there. Yeah, this is so far ugly. Am I trading at 230? No. No. There's no need, Joy. The way that I think about this is I have plenty of success on regular days. I don't need to try to time. A lot of people want to trade news because they want to time the trade so that they can get these huge pumps. And I don't think that that's a sustainable idea. At least it's not for me. Red folder news in 6 minutes. We don't care about Canada news, man. U.S. news is all we care about. Canadian news is not going to move the U.S. market like that. They have an economy the size of a half of one state. Maple syrup cost goes up. No, you're good, man. You're good. It's kind of true. It's something crazy. It's like 75% of our states have an economy larger than Canada's, or something. It's something ridiculous like that. Big news soon. No big news until 2. You got pending home sales at 10, but that's orange folder. That's not going to have an impact. Yeah, this is ugly, man. We're right where we were at the open, basically. This is not ES pushing a little bit, but this is not. I hope no one's trading this. No, we don't. We don't. Canada's red folder news is not going to move our market. Yeah, Tristan, I think I mean, I think it's going to push higher at some point. The question is, does it take out London first and then go, or does it just? I mean, we're literally right where we were at the open. This was 8:30, or excuse me, 9:30 open. We're like 3 points away from where we were. Now we're exactly where we were. Dude, you're not dumb. You're perfectly fine, man. It's a common mistake. I put my filter on USD only so that unless I'm trading Asia session or some other session other than New York, I don't pay attention to that, to the other news events. Now, if you're trading Asia, you want to be paying attention to China's news events and what they have going on, because that can have a huge impact on price. What's up, man? Ahmed, what up? I'm in East Coast time, Gentry. So it's 2 p.m. East Coast time. What's up, Pete? I appreciate that, Shrine. This is the news for the day. forexfactory.com. That's where you want to get your news from, or something similar, but this is what I use. Sitting in the dark. You're sitting in the dark, or are you saying I'm sitting in the dark? It's actually lighter than the camera makes it look in here. Would it be a bad idea to short FOMC? You do what you want. I think that would be a bad idea, yeah. If I was going to trade oh, you got a power outage. Damn, that sucks. You down in Jamaica? No trades today? Yeah, don't blame me. Don't do it. It's not bad. Not good conditions. Would it be a bad idea to short FOMC? Yes. I think that trying to trade news like that is most certainly a bad idea. And if you're going to trade FOMC, you got to say, well, why would I short FOMC? I mean, it could go down, but most likely I would say it's probably going to go up. We're going to potentially get another rate cut here. Everything's pointing up right now. So I would say that if you were going to trade it, I would blind long it. It's going to clear out orders first. You know how it does. It's going to It's going to do one of those little, up down moves first. Yeah, just don't trade it. About to move to ES. I'm so annoyed with NQ this week. That's why I bounce around, man. That's why I like to pay attention. Think about all the longs that got stopped out right here, though. Now we're teasing London high here and just rejecting straight back down. Completely decoupled with NQ. Probably not going to do anything crazy. You could be right, Tristan. I don't know. I think there's a lot of think there's a lot of pent up energy with the fact that we haven't had made some, we've delayed a lot of the major news events recently because of the shutdown. I think there's a lot of anticipation for another rate cut. What do I mean by London high? So we have priced it in this week. Okay, I can see what you're thinking on that is, Tristan. Yeah. London high, we mark out major liquidity levels because price likes to go to those levels. Price is attracted to the liquidity that's pulled up at those areas. So what we do is we mark out those levels. This is the session indicator that shows us those highs and lows. So I mark those out. That's London high. You got London low down here. Asia right here. You see it marked out. New York PM low is down here. See that marked out. So what you can usually anticipate, or what we like to anticipate, is price to sweep one of those levels and then go in the other direction to the next liquidity pool, where the next draw on liquidity is. So let's see if I can show you what we did yesterday. Yeah, here's the long. So you can see that Asia low was right here. London session came down, swept this Asia low, and then immediately started going back up to the next liquidity level, to the Asia high. And you see here, it didn't reverse when it took that. It just kept going up. So that's why you got to look for clear signs, confluences that price does want to reverse. But it's a major key level to keep an eye on when you're looking to get into a trade or get out of a trade. I thought I'd sit on the sidelines and watch you today. Pete, you're not going to be too entertained over here, to be honest with you. This is, I think we're going to do this most of the AM session here. That's what I was saying in the Discord. The days that I've been, since I've been trading FOMC days, the AM session are usually pretty weird. What time are these different sessions? Right here. This is the indicator, ICT kill zones and pivots, and these are the times. These are when their markets are open. So the Asia market, the London market. The London market's actually open until like 11 a.m., I think, something like that, Eastern time, U.S. time. But this is the session mark out that we do because New York session takes precedent over that. So when the New York session opens up, we use that instead. So this is the New York PM, New York AM, New York lunch. Get your dumb ass out of here. Reaper, you're just a madman over there on GC, aren't you? How did I set what up? How's the market? You're not missing anything. If you're not trading, you're not missing anything. I would recommend going and putting a pot of water on the stove and watching it boil if you want to be more entertained than this. It's an indicator. So that's the indicator I was just showing you. So it's this indicator right here, ICT kill zones and pivots. So when you turn that on, it automatically lights up those sessions. And then I mark it out so that I can turn it off and not be distracted and just have the important levels marked. Leaning more towards the long. Like I said, guys, we're right at market open price right here. This is where I have my cursor is the 9:30 open right here. We're literally right at market open. I would not be eyeballing anything right now. You need to wait for a breakout in one direction or the other. Wait for a sweep of a major liquidity level. Look at this. We just had a spike for some reason. This is institutional manipulation here, trying to screw with people. So you do have this low resistance liquidity being built up here to the downside. But just be careful. There's no reason to. You don't have to take a trade today. You don't have to be in a trade. You don't have to take a trade. You can wait until tomorrow. There's no reason to feel the need to jump into a trade. Just try to remember the last time you really got your teeth kicked in by a losing trade. Remember that feeling, and then ask yourself, do you want to feel that again for no reason? Yeah, that 950 macro, yeah, that's probably what it was, JW. Little injection of liquidity there into the market. Absolutely. I love your mom, yeah. Absolutely. I think the 2022 mentorship is one of the best. I know a lot of people hate on ICT, but the principles that I learned in that mentorship are very helpful. Big liquidity injection up higher here. ES is about to sweep. If it doesn't tease it and turn right back around again. Look at these. Look at these wicks. These relative equal lows here. This would be attractive for a potential reversal down to these levels after we get London, but then we'd be shorting all-time highs, which is not something you'd. I mean, you can do it, but it's not necessarily the best idea. There you go, Silk. Or sick rips. There you go. There you go. 5K payout. Yeah, it works, man. You got to remember, though, for most people, the biggest thing is just discipline. Like, you can learn all those principles all you want, but clearly you mastered a level of discipline that it takes, because you can have all the knowledge. It's like budgeting or working out or eating right. It's like you can have all the knowledge, but if you don't apply it with discipline, then it's useless. But clearly you're applying discipline, so that's awesome. Samad, it's a series on YouTube that teaches you a specific. It's called the ICT 2022 mentorship, and you can go watch that series. ICT himself, Michael, I think is his name. He teaches it. You could actually go to T-Trades, and he teaches some of the same principles, but in a more palatable way, easier to listen to. But either way, pretty useful concepts to have in your tool belt. A lot of people hate on it. It's making me money. Just got to find what works for you, what makes sense to you. Just invert those fives to the upside here. Yeah, I've dabbled in the 2024 one too. I think they're, in general, those concepts in general are good. What's my indicator? Which one? You talking about the fair value gap one? ES is about to sweep London right here. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Zach? Sorry I didn't see you guys until just now. My bad. For the fair value gap, this one right here. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Just trying to be the best version of myself, man. ES swept. slightly. A little tease. I think NQ is about to be there too. There it is. Up 400 per account on gold. There you go. Atomic, I like to see a sweep of a major level, V-shaped recovery, typically a breaker formation, fair value gap inside of the breaker, relatively close, and a clear draw on liquidity in the other direction. These relative equal lows right here, to me, would be very attractive for a short down to the VWAP. Did I delete that? Yeah, those relative equal lows there potentially are a target. Yeah. You got relative equals over here too. It'd be tough for me to take a short at all-time highs, but at some point these are going to get some attention. I got to grab some water. Give me a sec. Oh. 10 a.m. reversal. Those got swept already. It's on the 5-minute that these are looking scrumptious, if you will. I don't think I would not want to be shorting back down to there. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes, but if it does, I'm just going to wave to it. I'm not getting into that. You're a full-time trader? I'm in school full-time, but I do this. This is my main income. Yeah, this is one of my main sources of income. Big orders stacked up at 26,328. Really big orders. Over 500 sell orders stacked up there right now. Nice. Do you have a course? No, I don't. I don't sell anything, man. I don't sell anything. What you see is what you get right here. I plan on posting more content on my page, and I don't want to. I don't. No hate on people that do that. I got some buddies. Shout out PJ Trades who do like sell things. No problem with that. I personally don't want to do that. I want to make my money from trading and investing in real estate and other things. You've only been doing this 8 months, and you're questioning whether you can make it, bro? You're getting to the good part, man. If you're battling with that in your mind right now, you've just hit the good part of trading. Every trader gets to that point. Is this even going to work? What am I doing? Am I wasting my time? Why am I doing this? The only ones that succeed are the ones that push through that, because we've all been there. Any trader that tells you he hasn't been there is not telling you the truth. Every single trader. You're going to make it if you keep doing it. If you keep getting better and keep showing up every day and improving and journaling, figuring out why you're making mistakes, what you're doing wrong, what's going on in your mind, what psychological mistakes are you making, as long as you keep doing that, you will make it. You will make it. I can promise you that if you give up, that you won't make it, though. Keep pushing, dude. And don't be afraid to take a little break. Take a mental reset. You got sometimes you got to do that. You got to get your mind right, but come back. You know what I mean? Every person who has found, I say found as if it was accidental. Every person who has achieved success in whatever industry that they're in has gone through what you're going through right now. The difference between them and the person who didn't make it is they didn't stop. Look at this. We're going to revisit this VWAP down here with the relative equals probably. Or it could just be a retest to go higher. We'll see. You invert this one right here. It's sayonara to the downside to these relative equals. Yeah, this is a yes right here. Where did my... Sorry. Yeah, this is a yes. And then NQ. Sorry. Yeah, we're coming to visit these relative equals. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. I called this. I'm using Bookmap. So it's level 2 data. It shows me where the orders are stacked up. You gotta fade your you gotta fade your bias, Tristan. These relative equals, these relative equals here are too attractive, I think, for price to not come down and revisit. I mean, it could just stop right here at the SMA, but I do think we dump down to I think we dump down to 26,250 right here. But we'll see. And it could go all the way down to London low, but this 250 level is very key. You guys had an A-plus trade going on right here, and you guys are yapping. No offense, but you should have locked in here and watched this. I called out these relative equals. What is the fair value gap indicator? This one right here. Screenshot it quick so I can close it. Oh, you're good, Nick. How do you know where orders are stacked up? I'm using Bookmap. Shows me level 2 data. That right there. No, Nick, we haven't taken a trade. This would have been an ideal trade to take. It's about to chew through these relative equals here. There's going to be a pretty strong dump here in just a second, I think. It's coming. Your take profit level should be around this 250. I would be trailing my stop above this 1 minute. You could put your stop down or your take profit down at London low, but I think on the book map, what I'm seeing is orders are kind of trailing off at this 250 level. I think it's going to take out these relative, excuse me, it's going to take out these relatively equal lows right here. Appreciate it, Zach. Dude, I am so sorry, man. I need to do better about reading the YouTube. I am so sorry. I see you over there, though. Appreciate that, man. Potentially getting a strong, I think a strong spike is about to happen here. I could be wrong, but I think we're going to get a strong spike down right here. ES is taking out some of these relative equal lows, bouncing right off the VWAP. Looks like it's pushing back up now. Could just be a retest. Yeah, I think it's just a retest. It didn't take the rest of these relative equals yet. Stops for me, if I was in this, would be right above this 1 minute. I appreciate that, Nick. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, that second trade was a nice redemption for not holding the first one. I'd be a little surprised if NQ leaves these relative equals here. ES ate into them pretty well. It's still got a little bit to go to get them all. But I'd be a little surprised if NQ didn't continue down, at least to this 250 level. We'll see, though. Like I said, AM price action on FOMC day is weird. Picasso trading. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, Reaper. Some good guys in here. Yeah, take a crap. I've had that happen, man. There'll be another one. At some point in the future. It's the cool thing about trading. You miss one trade, there's always another one. What's up, Zach? You chilling this morning? Nice. I wish I could go back to sleep, to be honest with you, man. I got so much to do after I get off of here, though. Boom. Here's the relative equals coming. Tap to the VWAP. Strong rejection right off of it. I still think we got lower to go here. 255 would be a key level, and down to the 250, I would think. Just touch right on that VWAP and bounce right off of it. ES took all of the relative equals, tapped into the, is that the 1 hour inversion I got there? Or the, yeah, it's the 1 hour inversion, tapped into it. Ate up all those relative equals. ES, or NQ is, I think NQ is going to take it too. We'll see. It ate up a good bit of it. $226. Man, that's way down there. Oh, you're talking about at London low? Yeah, I mean, there's orders lit up there. Liquidity just hanging out. Big orders up at 26,300 now. Very true, Nick. Yeah. Well, with relative equals, I think when it comes down like that and takes it out, that's a little different than I do operate on that thinking when it comes to like New York or London high or London lows and things like that. But with these relative equals, sometimes it does just do this where it wicks through them and then, you know, rejects straight back. They just yanked those orders at 26,300. So they were just trying to fish price to come up there. I think they're trying to stop people out to push a little lower here. We'll see. I think that could be the strategy here that institutions are using. It could just go up, but what it looks like on the book map, it looks like they're trying to stop people out right here and then potentially go down a little lower, but I could be wrong. I've used it before, user. I don't rely solely. I mean, there's no indicators that I rely on solely. I've used it as a confluence before, you know, when we're overbought or oversold, but I have more success using bookmap and then market structure rather than indicators, reading candles. Vital Labs, yeah. I mean, to me, this looks like manipulation to get these guys out, to stop these guys out here, and then to maybe come down and revisit. We'll see, though. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. Watch this in just a second. See what happens here. Maybe not. We'll see. Still orders stacked up lower here. Big order just got injected up at 26,300. Same guy. I think this is the same guy spoofing right up at 26,298. I think he's spoofing price in this direction. He's just added to the order. He's pulling and pushing, so he's trying to fish price higher here. Honey Badger, the move would have been the short right here. We had these relative equals stacked up. I don't know if you can see that. Relative equals here that were the target. We got most of it. We got all of it on ES and a lot of it on NQ, but we still have London low down lower. And we still have a little bit of this relative equal left. So what I'm thinking is we're going to get a little bit of a lower push here down to the 255, 250 range. We'll see, though. I could be wrong. No, Bookmap is not free. It's about $100 a month. ES is on ES Bookmap is on YouTube for free. There you go. How much capital do you have in funded? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. How much buffer do I have built up, or like what are my account sizes? Or are you talking about personal capital? I'm trading a 150 TPT account, or excuse me, a 100 TPT account, 100K, and I'm trading 50K Apex accounts. You're good, Nick. Nah, Dex, we haven't taken the trade. On a regular day, I would have taken this short with these relative equals built up over here. You can see them cleaner on the 5-minute. You can see how enticing this looks. But these relative equals here were just built up, waiting to be tagged. I still think we're going to try to push down to get the rest of them. We'll see, though. I could be completely wrong, and price just decides, hey, we're done down here. We're going to go higher now. About 4 years, D. About 4 years. Can we fast forward to Thursday morning? Do you prefer Apex funded or Top Step? I prefer most anything over Apex or over Top Step because I don't want to be stuck trading on their platform and dealing with their technical issues. To be completely honest with you, I think they pay out well, and there's no issues when it comes to that stuff. But there's too many technical issues for me to want to deal with, and I like TradingView and I like Tradeovate, and you're saddled with trading on their platforms. So I'm not a fan of that. When did you start being profitable? I don't. I think that you have to be taking consistent payouts for at least 9 to 12 months before you can claim to be profitable. And I've only been taking consistent payouts for about a little over 4 months now. And because of that, I don't claim to be profitable yet. I think once I hit the 9-month to 12-month mark of taking consistent payouts, then I'll say, hey, I'm a profitable trader. I make enough to pay my bills and to put money away in savings and to save up for things that I want. But I wouldn't say that, I don't feel like I've reached the milestone yet to be able to say, hey, I'm a profitable trader. Because I've seen too many people have, 2, 3, 4 months of profitability, and then all of a sudden they don't take a payout for another year or months or whatever. And it's like an actual profitable trader is doing it on a consistent basis. They have a track record. You go to take out a loan and they say, hey, you have 12, 24 months, whatever, of consistent income that's not splotchy. Yeah, they're screwing with people right here, man. They know that people are thinking that we still have lows down here, so they're trying to stop these out, I think, before going lower. But again, it could just push up from here. my instinct tells me they're stopping people out to push this lower. What indicator do I have on? This is the Nephew Sam, FVG/IFVG. ES is pushing back up. It's tapping into this gap right here, though. We'll see how it reacts. Yeah, those relative equal lows are, we didn't take all of them. We got London down there. I'm going to clear these, so we're just cleaning up the chart a little bit. I'm going to clear this too, cleaning up the chart. Sorry about that. I'm 32. With you. This is the 1 minute right here. Yeah, morning nap sounds great, Zach. I want so badly to be able to go back to sleep. You look good for 32, man. Appreciate that. Yes, I would. If I had to guess, I would say that if they do cut rates, that it's gonna push price higher. That's what I would think. Yeah, Sam, I'm in college right now. I'm in university. Haven't taken a trade yet this week. That's discipline, man. A lot of people can't do that. What is cutting rates? Interest rates. Federal Reserve cutting interest rates. Does that mean companies lose money? No. Price going up? No. It means they're making money. It means they're worth more. Their stock price is going up. The value of their company is going up. Ron, go to forexfactory.com and filter out every other country except for the U.S. or every other market except for what says USD, and look at red folder news. So there's red, orange, yellow, and gray or something. You want to pay attention to the red folder news. Those are the news events that the prop firm is telling you that you can't trade. And if you're talking about take profit trader, you have to wait 1 minute before and 1 minute after the news comes out. That's the news that's telling you can't trade. It's not telling you like actually like CNN or Fox News or something. It's telling you like there's scheduled economic news. So that's what it's referring to. Nah, no, Am, you'll know. When I'm in a trade, you see it on the screen. Pretty transparent about it. This is what it'll look like, just so you know, Ron, and for anybody else wondering, this is what if you're wondering what is he talking about news? What is news? You need to every single day before you ever sit down onto the charts, you need to be well aware of what news is scheduled for that day because it heavily influences price action. So this is the news that it's talking about. This is the news right here. So this is forexfactory.com, and this top right corner here, this is where you filter what you're seeing. So you want orange folder and red folder, and you want USD, and you apply filter, and then what you'll see is this right here. It tells you the time, right here, the scheduled time, the date. It's usually going to show you the day. You can do it by the week or the day. And then it's going to tell you what the news event is. And if you click on it, you don't know what the heck is federal funds rate. Well, you can read this: interest rate at which depository institutions lend balances held at the Federal Reserve to other depository institutions overnight. And it'll tell you what greater or less than or what forecasted means. So you can get an idea. It's called forexfactory.com. This is it's 2 p.m. New York time, so it might automatically be doing your time zone. I don't know. It's 2 p.m. New York time. So that's how you get an idea of what news is going on that day. You need to. It is very important to pay attention to that, not just for prop firm rules, but because you could be in a trade that has an A+ setup, and then all of a sudden it completely takes a dump on you in the other direction, and it's because of news. So the news a lot of times will not necessarily reinforce the market structure that you're in or the trade that you're in. It's going to do its own thing. It picks it up on your PC. Okay, yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, so whatever time zone you're in, it should, whatever time zone your computer's set to, it should be set to that. Means it's predicted to go, they're going to lower the interest rates. Currently at 4.25, it would go down to 4%, so they're lowering it a quarter of a point. I'm not trading anything, man. This is chop suey right here. Plus, it's FOMC day, which is what we're just talking about, which causes very weird price action, typically. So you want to be super careful trading days like today. How will that affect the market? We would anticipate that it would push price higher. That's what you would expect. You would expect, because investors like that stuff. That means that they can borrow money and pay less. You know, like, and if you're talking about billions of dollars, a quarter of a point is huge. Even hundreds of thousands of dollars, a quarter of a point is pretty big. People who currently own homes and they're stuck with mortgage rates that they don't like, they can refinance for a lower rate. It's beneficial to the economy overall. Some would disagree and say it's, you know, there's all kinds of schools of thought, but overall, I mean, time and time again, it's typically a good thing. What happened the last cut? Prices went up. Initially, I think there was a lull, and then obviously we're trading at all-time highs right now, so price went up. Hassan, yeah, I'm live every day. There's no news tomorrow. Somebody say, what about tomorrow? No news tomorrow. No red folder news, at least. There is scheduled news, but I think it was tentative because of the shutdown. Let me see. Let me pull it back up because I have a. So because of this shutdown, there's been some wonky turns of events. The shutdown, you know, if there's a government's not open, it's hard, a lot of these numbers are coming from government agencies, so it's hard for them to, you know, release these numbers when no one's working. Tomorrow was supposed to be advanced GDP quarter over quarter, and I believe that they have postponed that due to the fact that the government is shut down still. Well, no, think about this, Marlo. This is the whole this is the economic principle of taxes as well, man. So you would think, oh, they're going to lose money because they're able to collect less interest, right? Well, how many more people are going to be taking out loans because they're being offered at a lower rate? So the thinking is, well, if the rates are lower, more people will be taking loans, so that the profit margin will be well made up for by the fact that there's going to be more loans taken. Same with taxes. It's like you could have a 50% tax rate, but if you have less people participating or less people able to participate in paying their taxes, would you rather have 2 people paying 50% in taxes, or would you rather have 1,000 people paying 15% of taxes? Which one are you going to collect more taxes on? So the thinking is, if you have more people participating, even though the rate is lower, you're actually collecting more. You're creating a surplus of income or of collection, or however you want to look at it. That's the thinking. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I personally believe that it is right. There's plenty of arguments against it, but that's the thinking. Exactly. Yeah. Give me a 5.5% mortgage rate. It's coming, man. I think it's coming. I don't know that you'll see it. We'll see. I know several people who are planning to refinance once the rates are lowered, though. I only saw it once, Kyle. It only showed up one time. Shit, I got to go to class soon. Just remembered that. If the conditions are right, excuse me, Hassan, if the conditions are right, yeah, I'll take a trade. No news Mondays are typically not the best. So I would treat it like today, where I'm being super cautious, super low risk if I do take a trade. But I can definitely take one. Is the New York market open? New York market opens every single day at 9:30, unless it's a holiday or some other event is taking place. Appreciate that, man. God is great all the time. More relative equal lows being built up here. Could just trickle higher. You waiting for FOMC to come out? I'm waiting for tomorrow, to be honest with you, Adam. If I was going to take a trade today, this short, I mean, I kind of called this out. This short was what I would be interested in, would have been interested in. ES would have been cleaner, I think, because it took out all the relative equal lows here. All of these relative equal lows. But I've done too well this month to sit here and try to take a gamble on an FOMC day and hope that I come out on top. So, full port the personal capital. Yeah. Oh boy, I told you what happened with that. Did I tell you what happened with that last week? So I took that trade. I think it was you, Kyle, or no, maybe it was somebody else. I had taken a trade and then left a limit order, and they were like, make sure you close that limit order. And I was like, oh, yeah, I've done that before. Well, I took another trade and did not close the limit order. And you can imagine how that turned out. Pretty much ate all the profits I had in that personal capital. I still have the account, but really pissed me off, man. Just such a bonehead move. We had literally just talked about it. But it's still good. I still have a decent amount in there. Got to build back up. It basically wiped out all the profits I had made already. And the other thing that I usually do, after I get off of the stream, what I do is I go to each account and make sure I hit cancel and close or whatever. Make sure that there's no limit order set. For some reason, I didn't do it that day. So just a combination of bad things. I have a checklist I go through now before I turn my computer off. I use AMP, A-M-P, for the personal capital. This is not pairs. This I'm not trading Forex. This is NASDAQ and S&P futures. Well, I've done it before. People have called it out in the stream where I'll have a limit order set after I close a trade, and they'll be like, don't forget to close that. And I'm like, yep. And then that day, didn't close it. Did not. It was a take profit level. So price came to it, opened the trade after I wasn't in a trade. It opened a new trade, and price just kept going higher. It was a short position. It was a take profit level, so it was a sell. I was in a long, had a sell order set to take profit, did not close it out. Price hit it, kept going higher, and just really stuck it to me. Yeah, you're good, man. I see your comments. Yeah, it's all good. Like I said, I've had it happen in the other direction where I had the same thing happen, but my take profit level got hit for a long. It was a sell, and the price immediately dumped and was up like 2 or 3 grand. So I mean, it's happened to me before in the other direction, but the market decided it wanted to take back those take back that luck. So I'm just calling it even. Yeah, the nice direction. Yeah, ES is just chopping around down here. Don't forget, we still got London low. I mean, that'd be a pretty strong push down, but you never know what's going to happen here. Like I said, FOMC morning, dude. You got relative equals built up here on the 5. You got London low down here. We're continuously just hanging around the VWAP. VWAP's way down here on NQ. There's no telling what's about to happen. You should grow a tough masculine rider beard. All trimmed up and have a radio show. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. I sent it in the Discord earlier, actually. Yesterday afternoon, that 15-minute video, how long and got filled almost at all-time highs. There you go. Did you see that spike? Dude, let me show you guys something real quick. I got to hop off here in a second, but let me show you this. It was around 12:30 yesterday. Would have been, right? Yeah, here it is, right here. See it? Nope, that's not it. 12:30. Here it is, right here. Exactly 12:30. So I don't know if I can, for some reason in my executions, I guess because it's a prop firm, so it goes away after the end of the day. But we had inverted a 15 right here. Let's see if I can come back to that. Tuesday at 12:30. Here it is. So there's a 15 down here. We inverted this, and I opened a trade right here, and it looked like this. So I inverted this, touched back, got into it. These were all-time highs up here. So I had my TP set at all-time highs. Stops were just below. I think I had them pretty tight. It's like right there. As soon as I opened this trade, dude, like literally, I opened the trade. I was actually had just gotten to my finance class. Was sitting in class talking to the professor, and I looked down, and it was just like boom, like just spiked. I was like, "What the heck, dude?" It was like right after I opened it. It was a good feeling. But that was the second trade we took on the day. That was a little redemption for not holding the first one. How'd you master fear and greed? Turn it into a mechanical thing, man. Turn it into a process where you're focused on the actual mechanics of what you're taking. You have an idea in your head of the setup that you're looking for. You take that setup. You know the percentage, the average win rate for that setup. You know that it works this percent of the time. It doesn't work this percent of the time. It doesn't play out. It doesn't play out. You just caught the wrong end of the averages, and you remove the money from your mind. That's the best way to do it. The money will come as long as you're executing quality setups and staying disciplined. It's easy, way easier said than done, but that's what you got to focus on. You got to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Man, I got to get off it here. Yo, what's good, bro? Any trades? Nah, we didn't take any trades. We eyeballed this short. Kind of knew that it was coming to target these relative equal lows. We didn't get all the way down to them. We did on ES, not on NQ, but FOMC morning AM session, not interested, man. Unless this was a pretty juicy setup, but I was still. We're up 20,000 on the month, man. I'm not going to sit there and risk blowing into that just to try to catch a trade on FOMC PM session. So came into trading for money, but have to make it to not exactly, dude. It's kind of oxymoronic a little bit. You want the money, but you can't think about the money. It's kind of like those little. Think about it as like those little floaties you get in your eye when you look at them. They kind of dart away from you. You know what I mean? You kind of got to look somewhere else, and you get a better view of them. Trading's like that. Trading's a lot like that. Just don't look at the floaty. Let the floaty come to you. Appreciate that, Kill. TPT and Apex. Yeah. I got to roll, unfortunately, guys. I got class here in 15 minutes that I got to run to, so we might be getting a push down to these levels here. Y'all be safe, though. Don't take stupid trades. If you haven't taken a trade, don't feel the need to take one today, to be honest. It's way more risk than it's worth, to be honest. We got way too many good days ahead of us to be risking it on risking our capital mentally or financially on hoping that we come out on top of this. So just be super careful. No, Kyle, I'll be back tomorrow. Not going to be on again today. I'm not taking a trade today. Not worth it for me. So if you do, I might. Let me be completely honest, because I don't like to bend the truth. I am $120 away from passing one more 100K TPT account. It's tempting to try to open and close a trade to pass that, so I might do that. But most likely, I'm not going to force it. So we'll see. But am I going to take a real trade on a funded account? No, I'm not taking any of that today. I appreciate that, Kale. I appreciate that, man. But I got to run. You guys be good. Stay blessed. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all the follows and the gifts and the likes and everything. So you guys are awesome. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m., and we'll see what the market wants to give us. Take care. Yeah, no problem. No problem. You guys be good. God bless you guys.